Hi guys, if you're here, welcome to If You're Trades, where we talk about technical analysis not as a tool of prediction but as a tool to help you manage your losses and your profits. Alright, so in today's video we're going to be talking about AI trading and AI, what I am doing personally with AI to help me become a better trader. Not some of the clickbaits that you have out there, but what I am doing to help me become a better trader. Alright, so but before then, make sure you're following me on all my socials on TradingView. Please follow me on TradingView, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that already. And if you found this video useful, please send me a message on send the comments if you found it useful. If you did not find it useful, also send me a comment. That would be fantastic. Possible ways to help me improve on these videos as I make them. All right, so let's just move straight into it. But first of all, let's talk about where we left off last week. We were talking about some of the sectors that I felt had gotten to the point of distribution and possible decline. All right, so I'll just look at one before we move into that. So let's look at the banking sector. So the first thing we'll do is look at the banking index. All right, so this is the banking index for all the banks. You can see there was a major decline. So CBN had released something about the banks. I'm not quite sure what it is, but that has had a major impact on the banking shares. And of course, you can be sure that the FUGAZ, that's the First Bank, the UBA, the GTB, Access, and Zenith, you can be sure that they'll be affected by that kind of news, right? And so we had a decline in the banking index. If you look at the banking shares I looked at last week, I looked at First Bank, and First Bank I think was at 69 when I talked about it, and it is declining. But not to worry, you have the 200 EMA here that would hopefully. So there was a GT I also talked about. I even expected it to be stronger than First Holding, but it's even dropping even much more than that. And so not to worry, we have the 200 EMA. And then the Access Bank, he who is down needs fear no fall, right? So GT had already dropped from this top all the way down, and so it was at 23 points or about 24 when we looked at it last week, and it's just barely gone down by I think about, not sure what the percentage is, but it is currently at 22.8. All right, so let's go. We'll just take a look at the all share index before we quickly move to what we're talking about right now. All right, so we're somewhere here last week when we talked about, we're somewhere around here when we talked about the all share. We actually didn't talk about all share index last week, but basically I feel strongly that as long as price action stays above 230,000 of the all share index, if it stays above there, if the index points don't go below 230, I think we have a fighting chance that the market can resume its play upwards. But if it sinks below that, not too sure that the market is ready to recover, and we'll find supports and resistances later. But let's move on to what we are talking about. Okay, so first off, are we even talking about currently even this? So we're talking about trading and AI. So I remember when I started trading in 2017, so by next year about over 10 years trading. When I started trading in 2017, by 2019 I had an idea for an indicator that I wanted to create, right? And so at the time I had pitched it to a programmer. I was like, could you help me create this indicator? And the guy was like, it's not even going to work. I was like, you haven't even helped me create the indicator before you decide whether it's going to work or not. And that was the end of that. But because we're in the age of AI, where you can tell AI what your strategy is and it can reproduce that in code form, I am able to have created this indicator that I have created, that I keep testing and keep improving on based off of the results I am getting from my own personal trades. So this indicator I actually created for myself using AI is something I created since 2024. And I'm still improving on it and still making it better, and this is where we are. So this is one of the things I have created with AI. Okay, so what's the second thing? this is the second thing I have created with AI powered investment co-pilot for the Nigerian stock markets. So some of the things I try to do when I am trading is also create a level of balance. So level of balance meant that yes, some of my strength is technical analysis, but my not too strong strength, okay, my weakness is fundamental analysis. And so I knew that AI could help me with fundamental analysis. So what I did was I used some of the tools Lovable and created this interface. So this interface saves me from going to the NGX group platform that is all scattered all about. I just created this so that I can look just one glance at the stock market and I can tell what the index is, what the market cap is, what the listed stocks are. And then when I go to any of the stocks, so for instance, if I click on Aradel, it would show me the Aradel chart, right? What the price is. So it will show me the charts. Currently is at 1,750. Then it will now give me the fundamental analysis and the health score. So I don't have to now start typing into, I'm using Claude by the way. I don't have to start typing into Claude and asking it what's the health score for such and such a stock. This is the health score for Aradel currently based off of the AI that I am using. And so it even goes about to even tell me what are the opportunities based off of this stock, what are the risk factors, what's the technical analysis, what's the peer comparison. So for instance, if you look at the technical analysis, it says that is short-term overbought after the 21 weekly spike. So if you read in, the stock is overbought, is in an overbought territory on short-term momentum oscillators, RSI likely above 75, a consolidation or 10 to 15% pullback to the 1004-1005 zone will represent a healthier technical setup for new entries. So it just helps me technically, fundamentally, to take a look at any stock that I'm interested in at a fundamental level, and so I'm better able to make better decisions. I'm also able to take a look at the news notifications that are coming on different stocks as they are showing up. So that's some of the things that you can do with AI. So it has helped me. I don't have to go to the NGX group website. I just have to come on here and it shows me everything that I need to know about the market. So that's the second way I've been able to use the market. So I've talked about technical analysis, I've talked about fundamental analysis, and the other thing I've been working on recently is this scanner, right? So this scanner, what it does based on my strategy, and I told it what to do to scan several. So this now has to do with cryptocurrency. Don't forget I'm interested in cryptocurrency. So what this does is scans the cryptocurrencies based on some of my setting metrics and finds them, trades it, calculates what the win rate is. And so currently it has done over 103 trades with a win rate of about 82.5%, which is very fantastic. So this is paper trading. Paper trading is completely different from at the point of execution. So maybe from here I can create a bot that will take these trades for me, right? So that way I'm functioning without being on the system. So that is how I feel AI helps, right? So based on any of these things, any of these tools or any of these solutions I have created, if you're interested in any one of them, let me know. I use them personally, and I would like to advise you, admonish you, encourage you to utilize AI. If you're a trader, whatever it is that you're doing with this, just ensure that AI is part of it, because AI is a tool. Whether you're using ChatGPT, you're using Claude, or using Gemini, whatever it is, all of them are tools. It's all garbage in, garbage out, right? So you must have a certain type of information that you need, to infuse with what it has to make you a better trader. All right, so that's what this video is about. And that's not even all. I've actually also used AI for some of my ideas on TradingView, and it has given me a more standardized way of creating the content I create on TradingView. And that's why you see on my TradingView I have gotten editors picked 2 times. I've gotten picked from the editors twice because I have integrated AI into what I'm doing, and so my content on TradingView is much better. So I have 2 I've been given two editors pick from that, and that also comes with some kind of cash rewards. So I want to admonish you to use AI for whatever it is that you're involved in, not as a complete solution, because I see also online people talk about how AI made them $10,000, or is making them $5 million, or is making them $1 million. No, AI, what are you doing currently, right? And how can AI improve on what you're doing? I think that's the best solution for how to use AI, not as a tool to make you millions of dollars, but as a tool that, what are you doing right now? Based off of what you're doing right now, you can add another layer of what you're doing right now and make it better. I think that's what AI is about. I think a lot of the because I've watched at least 50 to hundreds of videos talking about how AI can make you tons of money, and none of them actually really show you how they are making tons of money. They just tell you, oh, it's possible, and then they don't give you any step by step. But I really strongly feel that this is what AI and trading is about. Do you already have a system that works? If you have a system that works, you can now give it to AI. AI can now expand on that system and make you even more profitable. So you have to see, you already have to be profitable to become more profitable, utilizing the tool called AI, whatever AI it is that you're using. All right, so I hope this video was useful for you. If it was, please let me know. If it wasn't, also let me know. If you're interested in any of the tools that I have mentioned in this video, also let me know. Okay, so I'll see you in the very next video.